Hello, folks. Welcome to another Joe and Danny show here with the King of Chaos, which keep that chaos to a minimum, as I always say. But he can't help himself. But we're here. Hello, Danny.
Good morning, Joe. How are you today?
Just dandy, Danny. Yeah. So yesterday's show, we had a show yesterday. I deleted it only because there was just things about it that didn't work out at times. So anyway, be that as it may, we're here for another one. Try to redo this. We don't usually do this on Saturday. We do it on Friday. Friday's Danny Day. So I'm sure Danny's happy to be doing this again. I know Danny.
Oh, I love it. I love the people that come here. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm wondering if everybody got notifications because we only decided to do this. I decided to do this and ask Danny just a little before, about 40 minutes before we started.
Right.
You know? So
Right.
we got one person. It says 4 people. Okay. Hello, Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Morning, Mike. Well, Jasper. Yeah, I was shocked this morning. He says, "You want to do a live stream?" I only get it to do it once a week.
Hello, Rick.
Good morning, Rick. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with my sip of tea at the train. You hear the train?
No, not at all.
Good. It's very loud. It's good that you don't hear it. Anyway, let me take a sip here to start my show. How sweet it is.
Yeah. Jackie Gleason was the best. He was funny. I could watch the Honeymooners over and over again. You gotta laugh. It's funny.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, Danny, again, I get up this morning, right? First of all, it's cloudy. It's cold. Lately, oh man, I'm to the point where I got to wear like long sleeve shirt, which I'm not yet in the house or something. I'm like, oh, I can't stand that. I don't like cold. I don't like even fall. I'll take fall because of the pretty. I said this yesterday. Pretty leaves, and I like the looks of it.
Yeah.
But I don't like it. I don't like the chill and the cold.
So Joe, if you don't like the cold weather, you move down south or someplace where it's warm. That solves that problem right there. Because
we've been through that before.
We complain about the cold. I like it. I don't like 0 or 10 degrees or 20. I like 40. Something like that.
I hate that. Oh, come on, man. I'm out there and I'm like in my car and I'm freezing, and then I don't know the crisp air, and I'm freezing in the car, and I look and it says it's only 55 degrees. It ain't like 20 degrees, and I'm like, if I can't take 55 degrees now, I don't want the winter.
And I tell you what, it's a fact. The older you get, the more you're going to feel the cold, because my brother's always cold. He's 78 years old. And I said, Guido, it's not cold in here. I'm cold, You feel that's why old people would go down to Florida, in the sun,
Right. I would like to do that. I mean, ideally, again, if somebody said, well, we could live anywhere, where would you pick, I'd probably pick Florida.
Because you know what happens as you get older? I have it. You lose collagen. Yeah. When you see a baby, you see like a young kid. They're never cold. They're nice because their skin they have collagen, a lot of collagen. And as you get older, my skin is very thin. I could break open my skin very easily on my arm. So say with my brother, he fell the other day. He fell out of bed the other day. He tore his arm up, because the skin is so thin, and so you feel.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I know about this collagen. You lose collagen.
Yeah, that's it. I should have became a doctor.
You could take collagen.
Yeah, I know. I don't trust all that crap. I mean, they say everybody says take this, take that. They're selling you snake oil. I don't believe all that shit.
Well, but it's funny. You believe in drugs, medical drugs, and you believe in prescription crap, and you believe in cigarettes, but you don't believe in like natural stuff, collagen, vitamins.
Yeah, I believe in cigarettes. They're very healthy for you. There's no proof that they cause lung cancer.
There's no proof. Huh? Okay, I'm not going to go there. No.
Carbon monoxide, rayon gas. you know, I heard, I told you a story about it, rayon gas. You know, it comes from the ground into your house. They got alarms for that. It's a gas that you can't smell that they think causes a lot of lung cancer. You know.
Uh,
Good morning,
uh,
Dino. Good morning, Dino. Chauncey Phillips,
hello,
Alan,
Dino.
Elvin,
Hey,
Naz.
I'm wondering if we should do this. Well, no, if I do Saturday, then it kills my other thing. But
You can have you can have all the live streams you want. There's no rules.
I'm
You know what
not
I'm saying?
talking about rules. I know there's no rule. It's just when you do this, you don't want to spread yourself too thick, kind of thing. Uh, you say hello to Dino for God's sake? Yeah,
Yeah, we just did. See, you also got memory loss, Joe. We just said
yeah,
hello.
yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot how annoying you were already. I forgot that. Hello, Matchstick Man. Oh man.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Glad you liked the little thing I was talking about with Sean Lennon.
Yeah.
Hello, Elvin. What's going
Good morning
on?
again.
Hello. Alan C. Records. What's going on, Alan? He says, I just received the new green vinyl Beatles Abbey Road Target exclusive. Well, that's a long mouthful. Going to do an unsealed to reveal and compare the, what do you mean sealed to reveal? And compared to the original green. Well, God bless you. Like I said, I know there's some people that got that. I think even Beatley Tone got it. For me personally, that's like where I'm. Again, I don't buy. I'm not buying everything anymore, and I'm not interested in that personally. But I hope you're happy with it, and let me know how it sounds, looks, the whole thing.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Alan C Records. You got a channel? If you have a channel, I didn't know you had a
Yeah,
channel. I
of
didn't know
course.
that. No clue.
Subscribe.
I
Subscribe.
only know. I only know he's a nice gentleman. Very
Oh,
nice.
he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I meet him at a lot. I catch up with him at the fest a lot of times.
I seen videos. Yeah, yeah. He buys gifts. Yeah, he's very nice.
John C. Phillips, what's up, Joe? And he says, Joe and Danny on Saturday. Shut up. That's what I'm beginning to think. I'm wondering. I always think it's good to do it on a weekday, people getting ready for work and stuff. I'm beginning to think maybe doing it Saturday is not a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe. We got more people here than we usually get on a Friday.
Well, yeah, we'll find out. We'll see what we're going to do.
Oh, that's done?
Yeah,
Hello,
Joe's live.
here, Robin. Hello, Robin.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Hey.
Good morning, America.
Hello, Naz.
Yes, hello.
11:30 Saturday night. All quiet here. Kids in bed. Okay. Hope you can stick around for a while. Before you know it, you'll be hanging out with Sean at the Dakota. I highly doubt that. What?
That would be something if he invited you to the Dakota.
I'm
Oh
going.
yeah, sure.
There was a documentary I told you a long time ago, Joe. You got to watch this, where a guy goes into the Dakota. Goes through where John lived and stuff. You wouldn't believe how beautiful.
Danny, are you dressing up for as Elvis for Halloween?
Janis Joplin. I want
How
to be
about
Janis.
Jack Nicholson?
Now there you go. They're shining.
Do me a favor and hit that.
No.
Hit that shade.
Nope.
But
Robin, your head's in the video.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay if you. If you don't mind, that is.
Oh, okay.
I said yesterday I'm not an Elvis fan, but I like some of his music.
Yes, he does.
I think he was
You're
a all-around great person, very generous.
I'll drink to that.
And the colonel there was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about exploitation. Holy mackerel. Exploiting
Yeah.
Elvis.
Terrible. I'm surprised there was nobody around to help him. Come on, Elvis. Come on, stop taking these drugs. Come on, you need help.
There were. They told stories. His friends, the Memphis Mafia, they called it, whatever. His friends, and then he didn't want to know about it.
Very sad. Very sad. That addiction's a terrible thing.
It's a disease.
Yeah, it sure is. Hello, Robert. What's going on? Robert P is having his.
Good morning, Robert.
Anyway, Robert P, how's your sister doing? Hopefully by now she's totally
Oh yeah.
recovered.
Oh, I hope so. It's been a while.
Yeah, I got it in my mind right now. Now that I think of it.
Yeah.
You see, Joe, don't let me talk. I'm limited.
Oh, I'm letting you talk, Danny. That's silly. Of course, I'm letting you talk.
I got bad news. John Lodge from the Moody Blues passed away yesterday at the age of 82. He was a co-vocalist and bass player for the Moody Blues, which is a band that I love very much. Yeah, my brother, he's a news reporter. I seen it on my feed on Facebook. He posted it. It's Guido Ambrosi and a picture of John Lodge. Stating that he passed away.
Okay, sister is okay. Feeding tube out. Well, I didn't know it was to that point. Mom is better. Home from hospital.
Good, very good, very nice to hear that.
Okay. RP.
Yeah.
I call him RP.
Yeah. Well, you're right. You have a point with Robert S. and Robert P. They're both generous people. All Roberts.
And we also have Mark P., who's very generous too.
Yeah, a long time ago, I used to see his videos every once in a while, and then for some reason he disappeared. But I was never sub to him, so I can't really say anything else.
My son likes Elvis movies. Laugh out loud. Nothing like an Elvis movie. I like a lot of them. It depends. Some of them are serious ones. Some of them are the comedy, silly beach blankets, bingo stuff. And I like it. When I'm in the right mood or something light, I love an Elvis movie.
I like that movie with Kurt Russell. He played Elvis Presley. This is Elvis.
Yeah. It's just called Elvis. That's it. TV show.
Elvis. Yeah, he looked just like him. He did. Kurt Russell's a great actor. You don't see him too much anymore, but he was a fine actor.
Have I seen the 70s TV Planet of the Apes live action and the animated? Any good? Well, the thing is, it's funny, when I was a big Planet of the Apes fan when the TV show came out in 1974. I was 12 years old as a kid. And I didn't like it then because it wasn't enough like the movies to me. It wasn't like the first movie. But now I really enjoy the Planet of the Apes live action TV show. As far as the animated show goes, I hated it then as a kid, and I hate it now. I think the cartoon sucks.
Speaking of Planet of the Apes, the other day I seen an advertisement. I think they're coming up for Halloween. Planet of the Apes movies. I think they listed 4 of them, 4 or 5 movies that they're going to show. I don't think they showed them already. But,
yeah, they do that.
Yeah, I don't care for Planet of the Apes because it's ridiculous. Apes don't talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we haven't discussed this one in a long time. Yeah, but Danny, listen.
Ridiculous. Talking apes? Come on, give me a break.
That's the whole, Danny. If we had talking apes in real life, there'd be no reason to have a science fiction series when apes suddenly acquired the power of speech and took over humanity. Don't you understand? And by the way, you probably don't like them also, I would think, because when you look in the mirror and see yourself, you're thinking, I had enough seeing apes, probably.
Oh, shit. I can never understand. For real, I'm speaking the truth. It's totally ridiculous, talking apes. Totally ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous at all.
Talking bugs, but not apes.
You don't understand the premise of the series, but that's okay. You don't understand a lot of things, my friend. If Elvis Presley's your friend, you would get a car for free. Yeah, that's true.
No, I would never accept anything. Even though I knew he had millions, I would have to say no, thank you. Thank you.
I would say, Elvis, if there's anything you can do from above now to send me a car somehow, I could use one. I'm up to 70, going to be hitting 75,000 miles, and you're like, oh, that's nothing.
That's nothing. See, people out there, Joe thinks when you get 73,000 miles in your car, it's done. This is no lie. I checked it the other day. I got 183,000 miles on my Toyota.
Would you take that car 6-hour trip?
Yeah, no problem. Robin, how's my car? I take it anywhere. I drive to Chauncey's house in California, 3,000 miles. No problem.
Okay, Robert P's on his way to church. God bless you. I go to church. You know where it is, my friend? Right here. Seriously though, I have nothing against. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think more people should be doing that. Just be careful. These days, you go to church, look at the windows, look at the doors, keep your eyes on an exit. You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous.
Joe, you just read my mind. I was going to say the same thing, but I said I better not because you might mute me. Yeah, you're afraid to go anywhere. Yeah, but this is how life is. I was watching the news. A factory exploded. I don't know where. I forgot. It killed 18 people. You guys see the size of the factory that exploded?
Well, factory explosion. That's a different thing.
Pieces were found miles away. Unbelievable blast. Everybody dead.
Well, anyway, I'm glad you watched the Anthony thing. Thank you for doing that. We had a full house there. Not a full house, but we had a lot of people there. Look at it. It's on my Mean Mr. Mayo channel. Go over there. Yesterday, I had my friend Anthony on with me. I had Doc Dacus. I had Tim Allen. I had Peter Boothroyd. Yep.
Wow.
Sugar challenge 115 this morning. Eggs and turkey sausage keeps it good. Now, Danny, what's your sugar right now?
Yeah. Thank you, Robert P. It's not good. I'll tell you right now.
It better be good. That's not as bad as yesterday. It's bad, but not as bad as yesterday.
No, but the arrow's starting to go like at an angle, so it might go up a little bit more.
All right, let's check later if we remember.
That sliced Italian bread, it comes in slices like that, high carbohydrates.
You didn't eat the rest of my Italian bread.
No, I had 2 slices this morning instead of 3.
My wife's last Jetta was 253,000 miles.
Yeah, Joe, I'm telling you. I don't know who you're talking to. They're saying that they're probably telling you, they see a sucker all the time.
I'm not talking to anybody, Danny.
73,000 is nothing. And changing oil every 3,000 miles is a myth. You know where that came about years ago? Many years ago, they sold cars in the beginning when cars came out. You had the option to buy a car with an oil filter or without it. That was an option.
Yeah.
And if you took the car without the oil filter, they suggested you change your oil every 3,000 miles. That's where that came from, because that's a lot of baloney every 3,000 miles.
I don't believe it. I don't believe you're right in this.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I heard the story. It's not made up. Buy yourself synthetic oil. Castrol synthetic oil. You change it every 15 to 20,000 miles. Synthetic oil that was invented for aircraft because basic crude oil was not sufficient to fly these F-18s and stuff like that.
I don't do anything with my car.
You'd be surprised how smart I am.
Do you have an aspirin?
I'm gonna. Oh, geez, come on, man. Stay on the topic here. As far as car mileage and oil and all of that, it's common sense to me that if you leave it in too long, it gets thicker, dirtier. You want to put clean oil in there. I wouldn't leave it in that much. Now, I usually go. I was trying to go 3 months, but I don't do it myself. I gotta go to a place, and that every 3 months a bit much. Sometimes I'd find myself going 6. I do it like every 6 months.
Joe. First of all, the reason why people change oil is because of carbon buildup in the oil. Carbon, from burning gasoline. But I'm telling you, use synthetic oil, and you won't have to worry about it. See, Joe never believes me because he thinks I'm trying to con him or something like that.
I don't think. See, then you don't know I also said that one of the things I'm going to try to do is be more tolerant with you. But there's a couple of things with you. It's just your style. It's like Joe thinks this. Joe, I don't think anything. That gets me riled. Then you say, like, when you do the talking, I start to talk, you go over me and stuff, and I got to mute you. There's little things that are aggravating. But it's part of what it is to do the Danny show. And it's like, I don't know why, but it seems every time when we do this happens every single time.
Now, I was invited here. You knew I was coming.
Now, I was invited here. You knew I was coming.
Yeah, sure.
That's right.
Hello, John. Yeah, sure. Anyway, remember, Joe, city driving is the worst. Highway driving is the best. Highway, you do 60 miles an hour. You clean out your exhaust.
Well, I think that I'm more inclined to agree with Robert P here, but
Well,
I'm not saying, if you could do it every 3,000, great.
yeah. Anyway, nobody believes me, but it's unnecessary.
Let's put it this way. I'm sure you would admit that even though you may say it's not necessary,
No,
would you admit that it can't hurt changing every 3,000?
no. It can't. Of course, it can't hurt, But you take it to the garage and change your oil. What do they charge you to change your oil?
Don't know. I usually get everything together, like a bunch of things. Like I tell you what's going on right now. Good, Danny, because you do know. By the way, Chauncey Phillips says, "I wish Danny and Robin would come and visit me."
I seen that when it was on the side. Yeah, you're 3,000 miles away, But I would love to because I think you're a decent gentleman. I know what you look like. I seen you on Rachel's.
All right, get a
Yes.
room.
What?
But let's do. We're talking about something that's happened in my car because one thing you do know cars. So here's the thing: the last, I don't know, couple of month, maybe a month. When I was turning on my air or my heater, it's mostly by the dashboard, by the glove compartment sound. You get like the fan when it comes on is like you never hear it usually. It's quiet. But now you hear like it's making like noise, like it's working harder or something, and it still works. The heat still works, and everything works. But when I take it in next, I'm going to say, look at that, fix that because you're not supposed to hear it that loud. And I'm wondering if it's going to get ready to go, a fan belt or something. Something's going on because you hear it. No.
No. If it's the heater fan, there's no belt attached to it. It could be brushes on a fan, or maybe some leaves got sucked in there, something like that. Have them check it. It could be anything, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, I got to do because it never did. I mean, I've had this car. It's 2019 car. I bought it in 2021. It never made any noise, there. So shouldn't be hearing it. So I keep telling my girlfriend it happened at the perfect time. I mean, it happened in September. Didn't happen in the heat of summer, July, and it didn't happen in January or February when it's cold. So we keep it off. And if we really, the only thing that happens is the defogger. If it starts getting, you want the defogger, you got to turn a little heat on to get the frost.
Joe, you could turn it on. The car ain't gonna blow up or anything like that. You don't have to worry about that shit.
I'm not worried about the car blowing up. Just worried about the thing not working.
You're talking about your car. I got a 1997 Toyota Avalon. Beautiful fucking car. Beautiful car. I tell you, it served me well. You look at it, you wouldn't know it's 28 years old. It takes us all over the place. No problem. It's very fast. My speed.
Now, see, here we go again. There's more. Robert P. again talking about that moolah, saving that moolah. I mean, don't get me wrong here, Robert. I appreciate tips. I mean, look, sure, who'd want to pay $500 when you could get it for under $200? Sure, I'm with you. I'm just saying, my mind doesn't go like that, but it should maybe. In some cases, it depends on what it is. If I'm going to save like $10 or something, I don't know. I mean, of course, common sense tells you that to save money, even if it's $5, if something here, you go to the supermarket and you buy tuna, and it says this one's $2, and it says this one's $1.39. Of course, I buy the $1.39. I'm not saying it's common sense, but
yeah, when you take it in for the oil change, you tell the guy, do me a favor, check the serpentine belt. That's the belt that goes around the alternator, the flywheel. It's the belt. It's obvious because on the inside you want to look for cracks. If you see cracks there, you want to replace it because if that breaks, you're not going to go nowhere.
The other thing is, I'm a little bit thinking of with cars is that there's a guy that pretty close to me that I was going to, like pretty good. I was going to him since 2001. So I've been going there, but now he's retired, and he turned the business over to another guy. And all I'm going to say about that, I went down, I got my car done there once, but he was still the old guy that was there was still training or whatever, working with the new guy that break him in. He bought the business or whatever. But let's just say this: I can't hardly understand the guy. That's all I'm going to say about that. The new guy who owns it.
It's funny how you break somebody in on your car, right? That's somebody else's
No,
car.
not my car, every car. He was like, the idea was when I went there the last time, he was still hanging around, the original guy, to get so the new guy, he could work with the new guy for a few days or a week or two, and then he was going to retire. But anyway, now I can either keep going to the place that I'm used to for all these years, even though it's a whole new guy running things, or I could go to a new place, which is kind of closer even to me. I don't know.
Stay away from the dealer. Never go to the dealer.
No, I never have. I never have. Anthony always goes to the dealer.
Yeah, no, unless it's under warranty. But most people never think about one thing on their automobile, especially if the car has got 100,000 or 80,000. It's the timing belt. Okay, most cars have a timing chain, but some cars have a timing belt. If you're driving down a road and all of a sudden your car stalls, okay, you pull over. If your timing belt broke, you go to restart the car. What happens? You just totally damage your engine because everything's out of sync and you're going to bend valves because nothing is in the right position. But Toyota has a solution for that. They have an override. So if I'm driving my car and all of a sudden it stalls, I don't have to worry about when I pull over the side of the road to try to start the car again because they have a protection against that. A lot of cars don't. And what happens, if everything is out of sync, you go to start it again, big problems. So if you stall, the best thing to do is don't try to restart the car again because I don't know what kind of car you people got out there. Call a tow truck and have the timing belt examined before you try. Because if it just stalls out of the blue, most likely it's a timing belt or a timing chain. They stretch, they break, and it throws everything at a time.
See, this is going very well today.
And another thing, I want to teach people out there: never take a green light for granted at an intersection.
I agree.
But when you come to when your light's green, always approach with caution. Look both ways because if the other guy ain't paying attention and you get T-boned on your side, you are guaranteed to be dead.
Another thing about that, because I always wait a little bit, very little bit. But a couple of things that I noticed. First of all, I'm noticing that. Let's start with this. I hate, and I've always hated, when people blacken their windows. I don't know if it's still against the law. You should not be getting black windows. Part of driving is to be able to make eye contact, or even if it's not eye contact, you should be able to see if the guy sees you looking your way. It really kills me, and it's happening more and more. It seems to me like I see more cars the last month with black. I mean, you think it's coming in style again to blacken your windshield and your side window.
But there was a law against that solely because of police officers going up to cars and they can't see anything inside the car that's going on. There's a law against that. But
I don't know.
I know they're not enforcing it. That's the problem.
I keep saying, like, say you're going like down a main road like that, and there's little side streets here. So you're going down the road, you got the right of way, and all of a sudden the car comes up to this, he's going to come in, If it's blackened windows, I can't see. He might be looking the other way and doesn't even know I'm there. I have to know if he sees me, Yeah, I know it's called tinted windows. It's ridiculous. Why, you got them, Tom? Come on, man. I don't know. But it's bullshit, man. It's a safety thing.
They should nail you at when you go to inspect your car. You go for inspection, fail. If you're a certain shade or tint.
Oh, I agree with you.
Let me run the country. I want to run the country. I straighten everything out right in 2 minutes.
Even if you're at an intersection and you're busy and you're slowly going, and there's one the other. I can't do this the other way. You should be able. And he's trying to turn, and it's all black windshield. I can't see if he sees me or not. It's terrible.
No, more important than that, you can't see the beautiful girl inside the car anymore. You know what I mean? You don't know who's behind the wheel.
Yeah. Hello, Penny Lane. What's a good word?
Penny Lane. Good morning, hon. And Robin says good morning. to Penny Lane. She's a love.
Yeah, I gotta go, folks. I gotta go back to walking later. I'm gonna be walking today. Again. Well, I've been walking, yes, but not as long as I was, but I've been walking still. I'm thinking I'm gonna be walking today, probably somewhere around 10:30 or something like that.
Did I say good morning, Tom? I don't remember. Good morning, Tom.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, it's a little frisky outside today. But Rob was outside with the plants already.
Frisky.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's
frisky
cold.
is the word you're looking for. That's frigid, maybe, not
Yeah,
frisky.
whatever. You know what I mean?
Frisky Robin might be frisky, but I don't know.
Well, yeah,
Well,
such is life. You learn new things every day. Every day you learn something. You know what I mean?
sure. Cheers.
But what else? Yeah, we have my wife has an engine light on. You know, the engine light came on. This is what happens. Okay, you take it to most people they don't they don't know anything. They'll take it to a garage. You know, I got an engine light on. Okay, so they'll throw a computer on there to find out what the problem is. If they're honest, they'll tell you what the problem is. If they're dishonest, they'll tell you anything they want. A code came up, evap. Okay, you know what it was? Gas cap.
Oh yeah, I know about that. Yeah.
Gas cap. When you put your gas cap on, it even says that on the gas cap. I have it over there, the old one. When you lock it, you have to hear a clicking noise. You know, it tells you on the cap that the light engine light may come on if it's not on properly, and that's all it was. I went to AutoZone for $18. I got a new gas cap. The engine light went off. Okay.
Yeah, true, but it's not. I mean, I learned that a long time ago, but it's not. Of course, when your engine light goes on, it's not always a gas cap.
No, it could be oxygen sensor. It could be a lot of bullshit. Mostly, sometimes they override it. They can't even find the problem, you know, because it could be anything, you know.
What do I have in the mug? Black decaffeinated tea.
Oh, shit.
How sweet it isn't. Straight tea. Straight tea. Yeah. So what's on everybody's so-called minds?
Yeah, what's up?
See, again, I'm sitting like forward, man. I'm leaning. I don't know how. You should be able to sit normally without having to worry about getting a shot up to your head. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Robert P. You know when I bought the house here in 1995, everything downstairs was stubbed. All the baseboard, everything was stubbed. So I did all the plumbing in the basement. I did all the copper soldering, you know, because I did that. In the beginning of my job, we had to do a lot of soldering. So I was on a production line to solder for like 3 or 4 years. I worked for the company 25 and a half years. Then I became plant manager for the last 12 years. So I might hold the world's record for soldering. I might have.
Why are you telling me this? I'm not interested in your life story.
I might have soldered millions of joints on what they call a J bed, a trap. They have the threaded ring on there, and they had to be soldered. They went on a line, and then you hit it with solder, you know, and they went down and cooled off and went into a bin, you know. But I did all the plumbing in my house here where I live, everything, even installed the oil burner. I used to do all that crap, you know. Electrical, my brother, he's an electrician. He did my house. He did everything downstairs. You're kidding. The house is wired in Romex, but the basement is BX. I can teach you a lot of shit. This should be the learning channel. That's what it should be, right, Joe? I teach you a few things. Okay.
Oh, you do. You know stuff about certain things.
First thing I want to teach you is how to use a lawnmower, because when you move, you're gonna have to cut grass.
Yeah, I'll never mow the lawn ever. That never happened. Actually, it's interesting, Rick. Do I use Discogs for my music collection? What's your opinion? Do you use anything for your video collection? I use Discogs to catalog my CDs. So I know what I have, and when I go to buy a CD, I know that if I have it already. You know. Now I had a situation where I put all my CDs in, and then I don't know. It was like the app on my phone was always open. I didn't close it. Then one day I wasn't on for a long time. It shut down, and I couldn't get back in. And it was a long story. I mean, I couldn't, password change password. I couldn't change the password, so I had to start a new account and put everything in again. And it's just like the movies. I told Danny, I got CDs everywhere. So the first thing I did was I recataloged all my CDs that are in the living room. The living room's taken care of. Then I'm going to move to here, and there's sections of here, pile here, pile there. I got to make sure I get them all in there. That's the part. That's the long.
And one fine day, okay, I told Joe, I got a system. Okay, I got all my movies listed in this composition book, so I know what all my movies are. They're by numbers. From 1 to I think I'm up to 2,700, maybe.
And you haven't watched them. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. So Joe had the idea to start the same thing. One day he showed me his composition book and his Sharpie. Okay, so he decided to document all his movies. Okay, there come a point where movies all instead of having the movies on one side that aren't documented and the other side that are documented, he forgot where he left off. He don't know which ones he did, which ones he didn't do, and he stopped the whole project. Unbelievable. Only in America.
Yeah. It really sucks. I bought nice notebooks. I had green, like that kind of book he has. I had a green one for horror. I had like black for drama. I really was getting into it. And I got to start that all over again to buy new notebooks too, because
shit, Joe, you're unbelievable.
And
here's Lola.
Okay, wait till he comes back. Lola, Lola the dog is not allowed here because it's a vicious dog. His other two dogs are sweet. They're allowed on here.
Shit.
All right, so Danny, did soldering, I think, impact your vision looking at the flame all day?
No. It's not like welding. No. This was it's hard to describe it. It was.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Have a good one.
It was a gas flame under this. I don't know how to describe it. It was a gas flame, and these parts came down on a chain, and I would have the side of the inlet and the outlet of the trap. Under your sink, you get a J-bend. The only purpose that serves is there's always water going across, so you don't get no smell from the septic. That's all the J-bend does under the sink. So the rings, we used to make them, and they have to be soldered onto this part. So
did you have to ask? The answer is no. It didn't bother my eyes. Move on.
It didn't bother my eyes. Looking at a gas flame. No way.
We're done with that. I'll tell you everything. I don't care about the rest of those details. Anyway, so now we're kind of just caught up, and there's nothing to say. But I still didn't want to hear his stories. Even if there was nothing else to talk about, I don't want to hear all those stories about your soldering life.
Yeah, we made hundreds and hundreds of different parts for the plumbing industry.
He still goes on.
Yeah, well, this is what the chat's about, you know.
Anyway,
so getting back to Sean, someday he's gonna invite you into the Dakota. He's gonna say, Joe, come on, I'll show you where John lives.
No, he won't. It's okay. I'm satisfied.
Yeah. You might have. He might say to you, Joe, I want you to come to my event. It's in California. You might have to jump on a plane and shit like that. He might say, I'll pay for it. Your ticket to fly to California. Would you? I know
somebody who got an invitation because he knows people to come to California, fly to California to talk to Ringo. Because some people may. Somebody using a shower back there. But Anyway, he didn't want to do it. Didn't want to take the plane, go through all of this bull crap, and it's a big thing. That would be a tough one if I ever got an invite. I might have to do, but California, wow, it's far. I mean, if it was something a little more.
Well, you're not gonna walk there. You take a plane. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I mean?
know. I might think about it. The cost. Well, the guy was talking about the cost and everything.
Yeah, if they pay for it, it'd be nice, But if you got to pay for it, it depends,
It was the thing that Skylar went to. If you saw, Skylar got to talk to Ringo a couple of times in California. It was the same deal, same thing, situation.
Tyler. Was she at the event?
Yes.
She was?
Yeah.
Well, she don't live in New York.
I think she does. New York or New Jersey, I think.
Oh, does she? Oh, yeah, because now I'm thinking about the fest. Yeah, she might. Yeah, I might be wrong. I'm thinking about Chicago, the Chicago Fest.
I'm getting a notice now telling me my Wi-Fi suddenly is not as good, but that happens once in a blue moon. But
now mine's working good. I called Frontier. I called them yesterday. I'm scheduled for a service on Monday.
No, you called the day before yesterday.
No, a day before yesterday. Thank you, Robin. But
that's very important. What day it was?
No. Come to find out, we're supposed to get a nor'easter. We're supposed to get heavy rain on Monday, so they're not going to go up in the lines. It's not electric, but it's cable. But they're not going to come in the rain. So, I might have to reschedule. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't. We're going to get hit Monday with the storm. Sunday night.
That sucks.
We need the rain. It's very dry in Orange County.
You never need any rain. I know all about the reservoir and the crops and all this, but I know we really do. Rain is important, but I don't like rain. I never need rain.
No, Joe, come on. You live where it's all concrete. You don't need no rain. But where I live, I
don't live where it's all concrete. What are you thinking?
Hey, I got a well. I got a submersible pump that pumps the
concrete in your head. I mean, I don't live where it's all concrete.
You come up here, I'm gonna teach you a few things about living.
Even your wife laughs because she knows how you can be. Hey, Robin. Sometimes do you think Danny's got concrete in his head?
Don't ask me that, sir. You're putting me on a spot.
Do me a favor, pick him up and put him over. There's no room over here. I'm surrounded by dogs.
Rick is in California. His granddaughter was married in Yosemite Bridal Veil Falls. Simply beautiful.
Yeah, I have to go out to the West Coast with Robin in California, but
he will.
You'd never make it, man.
I like to go, but I'm afraid of airplanes. I told you before. I'm deadly afraid.
I never heard you tell me you're deadly afraid of airplanes.
Yeah, Hon, didn't I tell him on a live stream I did. You definitely got dementia. Definitely.
Yeah, okay, Danny. Maybe I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Wait a minute. This is why I'm deadly afraid of planes, because I've never been on a commercial airliner in my life. Okay, I'm 69 years old. Okay,
69. That's my favorite number.
I feel like Richard Balance. This is a story about La Bamba. In the movie, he has visions of a plane crash throughout the movie. Visions of this plane crash. The first time he gets on an airplane, he gets killed on it. That's the same thing. The way I feel. Flying is safe. More people die in cars and stuff like that. There's really no crashes and stuff like that. I feel when I go on that plane, it's the first one that's going to go down. It's all in my mind, but that's the way I feel. I'm being honest. This is no shtick or anything like that. This is reality.
I thought it was because you can hardly walk and stuff.
No. I can get to where I'm going.
You want an egg?
No, I don't want no egg. No.
Yeah, crack it over his head.
Yeah, she makes eggs. Yeah, I like with ketchup. There's nothing like eggs and ketchup.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have. What's your sugar now?
I'm testing it.
200 yet?
No, it went up.
Oh my God! You're sitting here doing absolutely nothing, and it went from 196 or so to 237. This guy, you need a doctor right now. Stop it! I want you to go to the doctor right now.
Oh, You're freezing every once in a while, Joe. Yeah, it sucks,
Hi, Breach. I don't know what you're talking about. Who's a wise guy? I don't know who you're referring to. But this is the kind of thing that won't be tolerated. I'm not going to let you mess up my streams. You want to talk about serious things, that's fine.
Oh, Robert P., I don't know if he left already, but have a good day.
Yeah. You talk about dementia. He just said he's on his way. He's going to church and all that. What's wrong with you, Danny?
I don't know. I was thinking of things to say. You know what I mean? My life experience.
Oh, you want to? Well, here's the thing. Oh, you could comment on that. You want to comment on Paul's to Drake comment? Yeah, go ahead. But I don't want it to turn into. The only thing is, I don't want this to turn into like all Beatles. But go ahead. Well, I don't agree with this at all. I'll tell you why. Because, which isn't appropriate at that time, Paul was able to ask quick fire questions. Here's the thing, though, Breege, that I want to explain. See what you think of what I'm telling you. Okay, Paul found out that John had been killed. He found out in the early in the morning, and obviously he was close to John. He was devastated, right? So he had all day. He was thinking of it all day. Then at nighttime, he decided to go late in the day to the studio to work to try to get his mind off it. So he was in the studio. He had to have known, if I go out, if I leave my home, I might be seen. The reporters they may want to grab me and stick a mic in my face and ask for a comment. He had to know that. He had been in the business for how many years, famous. So when he comes out, he should have said to himself, this is what I would have done. You can't expect everybody to be about think exactly like you. But the thing is, I would be like, if a reporter does accost me, I'm not going to give him the time of day. I'm just going to say no comment right now. I'm too upset, or something like that's it. No comment. I'm too upset right now. So people say he was like what's the word? What's that word? Not sabotage. Intercept. When somebody. I forget the name, the word. When somebody intercepts you and I'm like, he acted like he didn't expect it. He's like, it's a drag, isn't it? Yeah, goodbye. It's like you should have known you should have been better prepared. That's my feeling.
He could have been in shock too. Nobody knows. You act like he killed somebody, like he robbed somebody or something like that. That was. He said that what he said, and that was it.
Well, I just got done telling you this. You don't think it's a good? How about just know if you're too shaken? I know the man wasn't happy about it. I know the man was devastated.
Of course not.
He didn't have the words, but just say no comment. I would have said I'm too. It's too. I can't talk now. Later or something like that. Okay, Paul retells us that story and says he's in a car. Okay, so he misunderstood it. I mean, misremembered it. Okay. So, like I say, all this Beatles stuff, nah, we're not going to do it on this channel. A little bit, I don't mind here and there, sure.
Yeah. Life is funny.
He was angry. Yeah, of course. Well, he shouldn't be angry. I mean, the guys are, John Lennon has been murdered. It's big news. Reporters want to know what the other Beatles? How are you? What do you think? Obviously, what do you think? It's obviously what he thinks. But I mean, of course, you can't blame the report. I don't blame the report. He learned from that. Another interesting thing is Paul learned his lesson from that experience. You know why? Years later, when George Harrison died, Paul is driving in I think a Jeep or something, and I think it looks like it was near his home, and he actually stops the Jeep and sees the reporters. He gets out of the Jeep, turns around and says, "Are you guys okay? What do you want to know?" And I said, "Well, how do you feel about George passing away?" "Well, he was like just my little brother, and he talks, and he stands there and talks. Then he goes, "Okay, good, all right, you got it, all right." And he's respectful because he learned to be prepared. I'm not saying with the John case, I'm not saying that Paul should have engaged these guys in all, sit there and talk with them for a half an hour and go to lunch or anything. But he could have just said, "Look, guys, it's very upsetting. Please, I just need some time," or "No comment right now," or something to go, "Yeah, no, drag, isn't it?" That's just a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, well, it's a stupid thing for a reporter to ask how they feel. Of course,
It's not a stupid thing.
Of course, they work together. They loved each other for a decade or so. People are ridiculous. You fucking reporters, man.
So that's the way it is. That guy is not the only guy to ask somebody after somebody's that they, a partner, bandmate, or something, or whatever, said, "Can you please, I don't know the exact question, the way he asked the question, the report. I forget how he put it. But Paul did say before he said it's a drag. He goes, he said, when did you? No, I think he said, when did you fight? He goes, when did you find out the news? And he goes, this morning sometime. And then he says, he does say something like, "Oh, terrible news, shocking news, terrible news," or something like that. And then he waits and he goes, "All right, drag, isn't it?" Then he left. That was, it's even worse when you think of it that way. And he threw it in at the end, like. Anyway.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm sure.
Well, I heard something about this. George died in a home owned by Paul. I've heard about that, somewhat. Yeah, I agree with you there, old transparent one. All for nothing, man. All for nothing. Yeah.
You got many. I see the comment that you're referring to. You got many more. JFK, Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Charlie Kirk. Anybody tries to become too powerful, they're going to take down.
Powerful.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, that's a nice touch when Paul's in concert and he does have got a feeling and John's on the screen and he turns his back to look at John and play with him, perform with him during that part of Everybody Had a Hard Year part.
Yeah, and if you see Oasis concerts, they do Live Forever. On the screen, they have Bob Marley come up, different people. All of a sudden, John appears, and Liam goes like this. He's bowing to John. That gives you goosebumps all over the place, Yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm glad I'm a nobody. It's nice to be a nobody.
The transparent one says that's crap. Well, like I say, that's because that's your shtick, man. That's your style. All you want to do is say naysayer.
Coming home, I done my time.
Now I got to know what is and isn't mine.
That's ingenious. I'm telling you.
Well, it was funny. Funny is funny. Funny is funny.
He has a lot of talent. There's no.
I mean, nothing against the guy in particular, but I'm saying it. And that part at the end of the show, to end the show, because I heard this. Somebody told me you got to hear this. So I played it. It was like at the end, we're going to end the show with only the best way for this horrible act or whatever. And it's like you hear Gary Puckett go, "Young girl, get out of my mind." It was just funny,
Some funny stuff. I'm telling you.
Oh no! Well, no, I can't. I don't want to have you up here. Come on, you understand? You got to understand. I'm torn between a rock and a hard place. Do you know what I'm trying to say, man? Try to imagine my position. I feel like I want to give you some time. There's a part of me that thinks it would be great if you came up here.
Oh yeah, it'd be a blast. It'd be a blast. Yeah.
But why don't you do a video about it? I make it public. Tell the story of what happened. Danny, I saw Oasis in London the day after Ozzy died, and they put Ozzy up on the screen during Live Forever.
Yes, they did.
Very, very thoughtful of Oasis. Yeah. Thanks for the info. Yeah. They did it with John. It come up as a puzzle. Pieces of a puzzle that form the head of John like that, and people went berserk in the audience. If you see the concert from August, the end of August, in the Meadowlands, that place was packed, full house, unbelievable that many people listened to Oasis. And look at the people who couldn't make it there that listened to Oasis.
Here's a song.
Dead in the Water. From what album? It might be solo. Noel Gallagher. The song doesn't ring a bell because there's too much. There's too much. Some of the tracks that I listen to, you forget. But yeah, great band from Manchester. Yeah. The best bands come out of England. I don't care what anybody says. Those people come over
That
here.
is very true. I have to say
They're the greatest bands ever from England.
Yeah.
I would choose an English band over an American band any day. You got many of them.
You know what I like best, Lulu?
Rachel loves Oasis. Even Tom. Tom listens to Oasis. So does Tim Allen.
Does it fall too?
Who cares? I don't give a damn who listens to Oasis. I have no interest.
You don't?
Your opinion.
Oh, you don't know good music, Joe. You have no clue what's going on.
I have no idea. I like the Beatles, Elvis. I like Dylan. Yeah. I know nothing about good music. That's for sure.
There you go. The Fabulous Four, right
when
there.
I get kinks in the back, I generally go to the desert.
The desert?
Yeah, desert. Oasis. Oasis.
Yeah, that's the stupidest comment. Don't believe the
That's
truth.
the name of the album. That's the name of the
I
album.
know it doesn't. It's a stupid thing.
Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that.
Look, it's pathetic that Oasis has no. Where's all the Oasis content creators? Where are they? What do you got to leech off the Beatles channel in order to talk about?
There is a site there. I'm sure there's more than one, and that site had millions of subs.
But no, I haven't seen this. But again, I'm going to ask you. If I was a therapist, I would say, why do you think it is, Breege, that you're geared so much always to the negative and to the drama and the ugliness of life? Why? Why is it always? Did you hear who said this? Did you hear who said that? This ripped this one off, ripped that one off. You know what this guy? You hear what Skylar did? What? Why is that? What? I mean, do you ever really think about it? Seriously, I mean, I'm not to. Is that Lola again? I can't tell them apart.
Yeah, yo, we looked up Lola yesterday. You could take a picture of something she does with a flower. You take a picture of a flower that you have, and it'll come up and tell you exactly what it is and stuff like that. Well, we did it with Lola. We took a picture of Lola. That came up. She's an Italian greyhound. That's what Lola is.
And Shelby,
when you say pilgrimage, I don't know. What do you mean pilgrimage? Pilgrimages exactly. Oh, transparent one. What do you mean? What do you mean?
You don't want to hear it. Shelby has seizures.
Oh no.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you using the term BMC. I do appreciate that. No, I mean,
What are you gonna do?
Can't get out of my mind.
walking. Matthew Street walked barefoot for 30 miles to see Oasis. Is that what you told? I don't remember that. I don't watch any. I don't watch anything.
I could walk barefoot anyway.
About when he talks about these other things. We usually just Beatles related mostly.
I like. You gotta listen to the Master Plan by Oasis.
Oh yeah.
Sung by Noel Gallagher. He does a
Look,
solo.
we're done with Oasis talk. There's no more. I gave you a little moment. I even played the Oasis Three Stooges thing. We're done. Okay, this is not an Oasis discussion here. Remember that time, Danny? I asked anybody out there. I asked not Robert P. Robbie Detroit's Vinyl. I said, listen, I'll get. He gave me money. He donated money to let Danny have 15 minutes to talk about Oasis. He gives me the money, and then Danny's got 15 minutes all for Oasis time, and he had nothing to say. Nothing.
No, I had something to say, but I'm not the kind of person. I love the music. I don't read about people's lives and stuff like that. I worry about my own life and my own family's life. I'm not that type of person.
You're so full of crap. There's times when I hear you say, "Oh, you know this about John Lennon? I didn't know that." Oh, John, you do too at times. Get into other people.
Oh, first of all, an update. I don't know for people that don't know. John Lodge from the Moody Blues passed away yesterday at the age of 82. He was a bass player and vocalist for the Moody Blues.
We talked about this already. I never heard of him. I'd never heard of him.
Because you don't listen to good music. That's why.
I don't listen to good music. Get lost.
Moody Blues are great. Oh, they made so many great albums.
So much. I mean, yeah. Well, I don't know good music. Beatles, Stones, Dylan, Elvis, Tom Petty. Well, I'm a big guy. I'm a big fan of like 50s, 60s, and 70s, like top 40. Zeppelin. I think I know good music. Don't be so ignorant as to say a silly thing. I'm ignorant about the Moody Blues. Oh, see, this kind of stuff. I love Beatley Tone. Absolutely love Beatley Tone. What a great guy. I think you hate him, but I love him.
Now, hate is a strong word. Nobody should hate anybody.
So silly.
They say dislike, but
I'm giving you a little. I've been giving you time over here on this channel. This channel only. But anyway, back to the Moody Blues. I never heard of the guy before. I heard of Denny Lane, but when he was in.
Well, he was on the first album. The only thing you know about him is "Go Now" by the Moody Blues. The first album.
Tuesday.
Oh, great music, Moody Blues. If you don't know Moody Blues, you won't be disappointed. Pick up some Moody.
I like that as well.
Like satin, never reaching. Come on, man.
I like it, Danny. When it comes to the Moody Blues.
Yeah, they.
Okay.
By My Seesaw, they have a lot. Just the one album, the one album there. I forgot the name. It's live. It's a live album. It's very good. I forgot the name of the album, but.
Well, Rick, as the first time I did that in this live stream. Look, I'm perfectly transparent about it. I'm perfectly transparent about it. I had 5 strong months, and then for the last 2 months, I made the decision not to do it. It's not. It's funny because people say some people say it's a weakness, but to me there's a difference when you say you really want to do it, but you kind of can't stick to it. You kind of get weak. And the time when you just say, I've made a conscious decision, I'm going to abandon it for a while. That's what I did. But anyway, it's very hard to do, but it can be done because I've done it and I'm going to continue to do it.
Yeah, food can be an addiction too, just like anything else.
Has Talk More Talk officially split yet? The transparent one wants to know. I don't know. They're still together as far as I can tell, right? I actually got to see Ken Michaels and I still friends. Well, there's no hard feelings in any of this. It's not a personal thing. And Darren DeVivo, I just got to see him at the two of them were at the John Lennon thing.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, that's what. Well, everybody wants. Paul wants everybody to know that, too, that Wings was a band.
Another loss of music would be I don't remember his. I think his name is Davies. Okay, songwriter and lead vocalist for Supertramp. He passed away. That was sad too. Because I love Supertramp.
Supertramp. When it comes to Supertramp, I would say
no. You gotta have Crisis with Crisis. You gotta have Breakfast in America. And you gotta have there's many other albums by Supertramp that are fantastic, Yeah, everybody's getting old. It's unfortunate, we're getting there too,
Speak for yourself, Grandpa.
Someday you're gonna say
I look like 30 years younger than you, easy.
Someday you're gonna say, Danny, he died, he passed away. He was 75 years old, It's gonna happen. Sooner or later.
How's the blood sugar? Let's look at it.
Blood sugar should be pretty bad. But that's because when you eat something, it has to digest. And then what happens, the body takes the sugar out, it goes into your bloodstream, and you get a reading. But let me see.
238, Danny. Oh, my God.
That's 2 slices of white bread.
And I told you, you have diabetes. You cannot have bread.
Life sucks. Yeah, I don't care. I'm Italian. I'm eating my bread. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Drop dead. I don't want that to. God, I don't want that to. Jeez, to happen.
Hey,
Jesus.
I go by the song, "Stay Pretty, Die Young" by Blondie.
Die young, stay pretty. What do you know? You don't even know music. And by the way, I don't deep. That's a deep cut. And you say I don't like deep cuts, only the hits. There's a lot of good stuff. That whole album is great. Eat to the beat.
Yeah. So what's the title again? Die Young? No, it's not. Stay Pretty, Die Young.
Die Young, Stay Pretty is the name of it.
No, it ain't.
You want to bet?
Bring it up on the screen. Now I want to
Die Young, Stay Pretty is the name of the freaking song.
Close, I know that. I love Blondie. That's another band.
It's stupid. Like. It goes, die young. I wasn't going to call him stupid. Die young, stay pretty. What's wrong with you? Don't you know music. You know deep trap.
Wait, was that Eat to the Beat? What album? That's in a good album.
It was Eat to the Beat. I think your dementia's kicking in.
Didn't hear it. Good album by Blondie. And there's one with the police car. You see there's one with a police car. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Plastic Letters.
Yeah, that's another.
All I know is the Beatles. I only know the Beatles. That's it.
I got those albums. I got CDs.
I haven't been doing that. I noticed that Matthew Street was making a lot of AI images lately. It's not my thing, really. I mean, I use the AI image. I like the cartoon of Danny and me here. That's cool, But other than that, I really don't. It's getting really out of control. Really out of control.
Actually, those clips that you see there, those stills, they're emotions. There's talking in it and stuff like that. It's like a real cartoon. They're funny as hell, But there's only certain ones that Joe wants to bring up. It's like the ones where I destroy ticks. He won't put that up. I don't know why. It's ridiculous. But that's a funny one.
It's nasty. You give the ticks a little respect, okay? This guy's got a problem with ticks on his dog, and he tortures ticks. Tell him about it.
Yeah. I got 3 dogs. Of course, they bring ticks in. I don't want to use, anything. They say, I see a commercial, they say, those pills there that you give your dog, and it keeps the ticks and fleas away for 3 months. That's going to destroy the kidneys and liver and all. I wouldn't give my dog none of that shit. You know what I mean? So I physically take them off. I check them, you caress them, And you can feel them right away. I just pull them off. And when I pull them off, it says, "Oh yeah, you want to bite my dog? You want to make my dog sick? Because they can give the dog Lyme disease." So I take them out and I say, "Well, there's no jury here. This is your fate. You're gonna die very shortly." And what I do is I get my pick lighter.
I can't hear the dog. Tell the dog to shut up.
I get my pick lighter and I burn them in the ashtray outside. And they pop. They get a death penalty.
And you do that because why?
Because ticks are nasty. They cause disease, and they're playing with my dogs. Yeah, ticks are gone now. First frost, they're gone.
I don't know if we're talking about that, but
oh yeah, with the AI, yeah, you don't know what to believe. You don't know what's real, what's not real. It could come a point where, like me, I'm the vice president of the United States, and I'm talking this and that, and it's all fake. You know what I mean? It could be this big problem, and it's also very, very interesting. Amazing. It depends how you use it. And now what they do is, when you answer the phone, you're not supposed to let them. You're supposed to let them talk. But
yeah,
but
exactly. You can't, right? The world's over. Look, the world's over.
If you
It's
say
done.
something, if you say something over the phone, the AI can reproduce that voice and use it against you. You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, good morning, Scott. I'm sorry, he was flapping. I couldn't really say good
Good
morning.
morning, Scott. I gotta take a piss. Good morning, Scott. How are you today?
There's more Beatles questions and stuff being asked. I'm done with the Beatles for this.
That's right. You talk to Marty and the invisible one, transparent one.
Transparent one.
I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I gotta take a leak.
Then just go. We know you got to go to the bed. By the time you get here, I may be gone because I got to shut this down soon.
What?
So.
What are you talking about? Can't leave without.
What am I talking about? I got to leave here at 10 o'clock.
Oh shit! You got 15.
Finally get a moment's peace, man. After 72 minutes, moment's peace. Well, this is the end of the road, really. I want Danny to be able to say goodbye, but I got to wait for him to come back because I don't have much time here. I got to get going. Yeah. Die young, stay pretty. Yeah, well, I think this is a good way to end the Beatles' career, really, with that line. But it really is kind of the last thing because Abbey Road was really recorded after Let It Be, even though they were released backwards, I guess, right? You see all these like nasty things. Think about it. I mean, think about it sometime. Like you're talking about this person who's in divorce hell, as you just said. I'm like, why? Why? I don't know. I just don't get being so obsessed with. Well, I do. I know the psychiatry of it. If I was a psychiatrist, why is everything like so like negative and grim? Why? Why? Why spend so much energy on everybody else? I don't get it. Get it. Think about it. I mean, really think about it. You know, I'm trying to help you. Waiting for Danny basically for we could say goodbye and sign off properly. So I got nothing else to say. And another thing is, I don't hear anybody else really, other than these two people here, discussing things. That might be a problem in the future. You know, I don't know if that's the reason nobody else is talking, but if it gets to that point, gotta go. You gotta go. You know what I mean? No, I didn't know anything about this. By the way, this is true. John did want to go to the fest, and he loved the fest, and he did send May to get the items from him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Danny,
See how dark it is? No sun.
Sucks. That's what you got. That's why everybody likes out there. Oh, too much sun and humidity. Ah, they want gray. It's disgusting. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's black outside still. 6:30, 7 o'clock, dark. It's horrible. I like when you get up at 6 and the sun is coming up, or come up at 5:30. That's what I like.
Yeah, it gets dark early now. 7 o'clock, it's dark already. And next month you're gonna lose another hour. No. I had to take a piss. Yeah, everything came out. I had to take a piss.
Why are you telling me this? I'm not interested in your life story.
Yeah, memorized, huh?
Ah, man. Well, anyway, I got to get going, folks. I mean, it's always fun here, but, you know, I got to get ready. Got to do my walk. So anyway, everybody, thank you for being here. And Danny, you know, I'm glad we got a chance to do this because yesterday's didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. So we did it today instead.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Everybody.
Thanks everybody in the Peanut Gallery, and thank you, Robin.
You don't say that. You know.
Peanut Gallery is what I'm calling it. So thank you all, much appreciated. Talk soon, very soon. I'm supposed to. By the way, I'm going to be probably back later today for a
catch up with Mayo.
That's on my Mean Mr. Mayo channel. A lot of you know that. Cheers.
Goodbye.